Hello, I'm Trace,
And I'm Sam.
and we're just happy to see you. And this is From Our Perspective. Welcome to the 67th episode of From Our Perspective.
If you forgot.
If I forgot, we did a look at...
We checked this time.
Yeah, we did check. That would have been pretty sad, but I wouldn't have put it past myself.
That would have been pretty funny. I would have laughed pretty hard.
You would have made fun of me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you.
Well,
Anyway, how you doing, buddy? How you doing?
I'm good.
Hanging in there?
I'm hanging in there.
Is 2020 kicking you while you're down?
I mean, not me.
Not me.
I haven't left my house.
In a very long time.
No, it's like, okay, so like from right now to like March, I've left my house maybe like 6 times. It's crazy.
That is very few.
I'm just...
No. It's a crazy world out there.
Yeah, it's buck wild.
This
Let's
is like
not worry about that.
Well, it's a test. The world is testing us to see if we can come out on the other side squeaky clean.
That's right.
If not,
We're failing.
if not major floods. But yeah, it's, people are hanging in there. Let's just let's be happy.
That's right. I have some update news.
Okay.
From our last episode, when
Yeah.
I signed up to parents.com.
Yeah.
I've been getting emails from
I forgot
parents.com.
about that. Yeah.
Like today I got one that is, this is when your baby will start talking.
Okay. When is it
just
telling
kinda
you
gives
that
me
when your
some-
baby is going to start talking?
Well, it just kind of has some links to some articles.
Mm-hmm.
You're receiving content for ages 0 to 18 months. If this doesn't fit your family's needs, click here and update your profile to receive age-based content. I don't have a kid, parents.com.
Tell them that. Send them an email.
Excuse me. I did not sign up for this.
You did?
I did. I just lied to them.
Just lie to them. Yeah, lie right to their faces. Any other updates in your life, Sam?
No, that's pretty much the only thing.
Parents.com harassing you?
No, they're not harassing me. I did sign up for an account, I guess, and they're just like, doing the thing that a website does.
Do you ever hear about that? I don't know if we've talked about this on the podcast before in like one of our episodes, but there was a story of a guy. He got upset because Target would keep sending him ads directed towards his daughter about like diapers and baby seats, or baby car seats, like coupons to go buy them. He was like, "Hey, she is a teenager. She's like 17 or 18 or something.
What are you doing?
Stop sending that." So he goes back home, and it turns out that she was pregnant. And that's how he figured out, because he went and yelled at the people at Target. But like whatever it was, her looking up stuff online about, pregnancy and stuff, the internet, of course, sells your information.
Yeah.
So Target.
Hold on. What?
Hold on. Wait.
Wait.
Privacy is not a thing anymore?
Let me Google this.
Now you're going to start getting like diaper coupons.
Hey, who says I don't want that? Am I right?
I think you said that because you said you didn't have a kid.
Who says it's for a kid?
Oh,
hey.
You want like Depends.
I'm gonna hop on Diaper Mates. What was that one?
Oh my god, I forgot about that. For those who don't know, we had a dating website episode where we talked about the strangest, most odd dating websites, of course. And some not so strange ones. But the strange ones were pretty strange because there was one about people who like to wear diapers.
Yeah, Diaper Mates.
Called Diaper Mates, diapermates.com. It's not strange. I mean, it's a little strange.
Hey,
but,
I'm not going to judge.
Yeah, if that's your thing, I'm not going to judge you. I'll say the
Just
idea.
don't go out in public like that.
Yeah, don't wear your diaper noticeably in public.
On the outside of your clothing.
You know how like babies, you can tell that they're wearing diapers, especially when they've like pooped in them or something, because their butts get really saggy. Don't do that.
Why are you looking at kids' butts, Trace?
Because I have 2 baby siblings. I can't help it. My little brother will literally walk into the living room while I'm watching TV, almost completely naked. Sometimes completely naked, just because he's a child. He doesn't care. I say, "Where are your pants?" He says, "I don't know."
Somewhere.
They're somewhere out here. But yeah, I have an
I was
update.
gonna say, is anything new with you?
I've been working hard out in the fields. When I say that, I mean I haven't. I've been working hard at my grandparents' house around their yard, and that is actually why we're a day late.
It's true.
Because I forgot yesterday was Sunday. I have been in like this practically a trance state.
Yeah, I don't understand how you don't know what days are anymore.
I just don't. I just don't know what day it is ever.
I guess I'm just the type of person who always like plans like a couple days ahead type of thing.
Well, I typically
always know
kind
what
of
day it
do,
is.
but I don't have anything to plan anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be aware of the day. Like I knew that yesterday was Sunday, but I didn't remember that we recorded or we needed to
Yeah,
record.
you thought you were back in 1800 times,
Yeah.
plowing the field and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm working out in the field, but I got a pretty bad sunburn. Well, you texted me. I had gotten home. It was probably 10:30, 11. I was very tired.
Yeah.
Long day of work. And I got home and I was like, I'm just going to go to bed. I can't. I'm so freaking tired right now. So I go to bed and I wake up in the morning and I see like I got messages, people sending me stuff. I saw yours and I'm like, oh God, because you texted me at like 12, like, hey, we need to record.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I just kind of thought of it.
But yeah, so that's my fault. But then today again, I went and worked in the fields. I got a pretty bad sunburn, but it's going to turn into a farmer's tan. But I kind of needed it because let me tell you, yesterday, the day of recording this, of course, yesterday, Sunday, I had on white shorts while working out in the field, and my legs were about as white as the shorts.
Wow.
Pretty bad. I mean, I can only imagine how your legs are looking, but you know.
They're probably hideous. Yeah, a farmer's tan and a mullet. Are you gonna be okay?
Oh my God. And then today we went, so my grandpa got a jack for his lawnmower. So he could like get under it and, clean it out when the grass gets too bad and under there.
Yeah.
And we went to, it was like Tractor Supply or Rural King or whatever, one of those stores that I never go to. But I went to help him because the tractor jack is pretty heavy. And
What did you do?
there were cowboy hats.
Yeah.
Yeah, you expected that, didn't you?
Did you get one?
Sadly, they didn't have any that fit my large melon that I have betwixt my shoulders.
Yeah, I think we have that same problem.
I have a pretty big... If they had a hat that was like 1 to 2 sizes larger...
You would be wearing a cowboy hat right now.
I would be wearing a cowboy hat. And, well, here's the thing is that there were like some that kind of fit my head enough to where I could like look at them and be like, oh, okay, yeah.
You'd be
That's
like,
what I
howdy
look
in the mirror.
That's what I'd look like with a cowboy hat. And let me tell you, the mullet and the cowboy hat look is not a bad one. I mean, I guess you'd think
It's a power
that.
move.
It is definitely a power move. And I'd wear my jean jacket with my jeans. Then I would just need to get cowboy boots.
A jean mask, jean gloves, shoes.
Undies.
Yeah. A jean
my
cowboy
God.
hat.
There was like a celebrity couple. I think it might have been like Brad Pitt or something with someone who did that. It was like all jean everything.
Oh my God, what?
I don't remember which couple it
That's
was,
brave.
but it's brave. It's definitely something. But yeah, I've been working like a dog. My sunburn hurts kind of bad. It'll turn into a tan because that's what it does. You know.
Do you have any aloe?
I put some on before I came downstairs to record. But yeah.
So mature.
What? Talking about aloe?
No, you said I put some on before I came
Oh,
downstairs.
that's funny. That's really funny.
Anyway.
That would be weird. That would be a weird feeling, I guess. Let's not talk about it.
Oh,
Anyway,
no.
you brought it
I
up.
didn't even mean it like that. I just thought, like, on your skin, and then... Okay, we're done here.
Yeah,
We're done
sure,
here.
you
Moving
dirty birdie. Anyway, since you had the idea, I'll let you introduce the topic.
Sure. Okay. Today, I like second guessed myself for a second. I didn't know if I would... Today, I'm gonna... Can I start over?
Yeah, let's start over. Come on.
Hello, today
I'm
we're
Trace.
talking about... No. Today we're talking about how to become a more interesting person. According to
we're
the
just
internet.
me and Sam, we're just so boring. We're so bland.
Yeah. Oh, you have a podcast.
We only wear beige.
Yeah.
We always
wear
have
all
a coffee
jeans.
mug in our hand, and we say, yeah.
We don't make bold moves like that.
We always have a coffee mug in our hands as we walk around our cubicles, saying, "Wonderful weather we're having, huh?" We're just so bland. Okay. We're gonna learn we're going to learn and teach how to become more interesting.
Exactly.
Because I think
Maybe you'll pick something up.
I think there are a lot of people who need to learn that, because I feel like some people just don't know how to hold a conversation. Like, or they're just boring.
Damn.
Got anything? Got anything to say?
I don't.
Anyway, let's just get into it.
Yeah. Do you want me to go first, or would you like to start?
I'll let you start.
Well, my first thing. Thank you, Business Insider.
Thank you, BusinessInsider.com.
The first one they suggest is develop new skills. Seems pretty obvious.
That is a pretty obvious one, I would say.
Ensure that other people find you interesting by making yourself helpful in any situation.
Always carry a hanky on you.
Yeah, learn how to tune a piano.
That's a very weird and new skill.
Learn how to change a tire on a Model T.
That's learn how to change a tire. That's a good skill to actually have.
That's boring. People know how to do that. That's not interesting.
Yeah. Do you know how to change a tire, Sam?
I don't.
So, maybe that'll make you more interesting.
Well, maybe that already makes me more interesting.
That you don't actually know.
Exactly. I don't know how to help myself if I were to get stranded.
Note to self, never go on a road trip with you.
Well, if you do, then you can do it.
Yeah, you can take care of it.
Yeah, you'll handle it. Note to self, go on a road trip with Trace.
Pretty good. We need to go on a road trip somewhere sometime. We've never done that.
We haven't.
Surprising. We're only friends to just talk to each other, so we're not bored while doing nothing.
I'm your entertainment.
I think it goes both ways, pal.
It does.
Okay.
Yeah. So learn new skills. You have plenty of time. I know you do.
What's a skill you would like to learn, Sam? Like a brand new one you would actually like to learn.
I really don't know.
I'd love to learn how to tightrope walk.
Really?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say.
That was just the first crazy thing I could think of.
I'd like to paint, but paint is expensive and time consuming.
Paint is expensive. It really is. Oh, you remember... Oh, excuse me, by the way. I'm still very tired from working like a dog.
We're bringing lots of energy to this episode.
Well, I can't help it, dude. I can't help it. I've been working like a dog.
Hey.
Yeah?
Get it together.
Pulled me aside. Everyone stopped listening for 2 seconds.
Hey, Trace, can I talk to you for a second?
Yes, sir.
Can you get your shit together real quick?
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
I am carrying this podcast.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
Now get in there and tell me your thing.
Okay, sir. Pursue interesting topics that have nothing to do with your career. Kind of a similar
That sounds
one.
like a little passive aggressive.
That have
I see
nothing
you. I see
to do
you
with
only
you.
pursuing things related to your career.
Yeah, well, doing something.
not doing that.
Try not that, but also, still pursuing topics. You know. Last week, this comes from themuse.com. So when it says it is of course themuse.com speaking, not me.
The collective.
The collective known as themuse.com. Last week, I spent roughly 10 minutes explaining to a product manager why I'd shown up to a 2-hour session about a profession I'd never tried and probably never would. I'm just curious about package design, I told him. The truth is, I regularly go to meetups to talk on topics that are completely unrelated to my ambitions. 90%, I mean, that's pretty easy, you know. Are they having many, internet journalist meetups?
Who the hell is interested in package design?
Apparently this person.
Is that passionate about it?
Themuse.com,
I don't even do it for a job.
the collective known
It's
as
my hobby to talk about
package
design.
Um,
Also, Trace, I have a concern.
yeah.
Did we maybe just look up how to be an obnoxious snob on accident?
I think the line's kind of blurred between being interesting
an interesting person
and someone who's just kind of obnoxious. This is like how to become a hipster.
Yeah, exactly. I'm into freelance package design.
Oh my god, I wanted to throw up when you said that. That was pretty bad.
Right? And I only said one sentence. That guy said he went on for 2 hours.
I think whoever it is. Let me see.
It's the collective of Muse.com.
Yeah, the collective of
It's
Muse.
the hive mind.
Of the Muse.com.
They're like the Borg.
I spent roughly. So here's the thing. It was a 2-hour session that they went to, but they did spend roughly 10 minutes explaining to a product manager about why they were there for something they've never done.
As a job.
Imagine going to something that you're not interested in for 2 hours to begin with.
Yeah.
Because I've been to, let me say, many school assemblies and other things where I had no interest in being there, so it was very hard for me to stay awake.
Yes.
Imagine doing that for package design, first of all. Especially if you're a journalist, because those two things are not even remotely similar.
I would love it if... I'd love to imagine this scenario of there's this package design summit or whatever.
Yeah,
like a con.
where all the world's
Everyone
best
else was forced to go there.
Well, no,
And
all of
there's
the
just
world's
this one guy
best.
who's like, I love package
I
design.
love package design.
He's
The
only
collective,
happy one.
50 people who are all under one hive mind of themuse.com show up.
Yeah.
And in unison, they say, I love package design.
And
then 50 people,
of voices.
A cacophony. And then 50 people in the same cacophony of unified voice spend roughly 10 minutes explaining to a product manager why they showed up to a 2-hour session to something they had no interest in. Because you know that they're not interested by this one statement to a profession I never tried and probably never would. Probably never would. If you have to consider it. We've spent enough time talking about package design.
Let's not talk about this anymore. Pursue other interests is basically what this is saying.
Yeah. Pursue other
Don't be
interests.
obnoxious.
But don't do it with package design unless you're a package designer. Yeah, don't be obnoxious about it. Don't spend 10 minutes talking someone's ear off when you have nothing to talk about.
Exactly. My next one is to be curious.
Okay, that's a good one.
One
always
way
be
to
searching. Yeah.
One way to ensure that you're not interesting is by closing yourself off to differing opinions and viewpoints. Instead, you should actively seek out new ideas and experiences that will change the way you think and feel.
Always
That's
go
pretty good.
for different perspectives, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe look at things.
Don't eat bugs though.
Maybe look at things from our perspective, maybe.
Yeah.
That was fake,
good.
wasn't it? That was fake. That was a fake laugh.
No, that was my real laugh.
Oh, then every other laugh you've had has been fake. I feel like we've done this bit before where you do a fake laugh. Anyway.
I'm sure everybody's done this bit one time or another.
But yeah, be curious. That's actually just a good tip. Like that one's not very obnoxious in my opinion. You know, always
Seek out
new
new
information.
things.
Don't be closed-minded to ideals, to different ideas
things.
and opinions. You know, if you feel like you're set in your ways, then you're kind of the perfect person to, look. And I'm not saying you have to change your mind on something. But, just
you could go to
you go to a package design summit.
I was gonna say that.
You go to a package
You can
design
find out that it's boring as hell.
but as long as you were curious about it,
And maybe if you'll never pursue that career.
that's a success.
Yeah, exactly.
You were curious.
You broadened your horizons.
Yeah. This one's interesting. I'm pretty interested to see what this has to do because I don't really get it yet. Have a yes month.
What does that mean?
Is it like that movie Yes Man starring Jim Carrey, where you can only
He
say
can't
yes?
tell- he can't lie.
No, that's Liar Liar. He can only say yes. Like literally
Oh,
any
wait, he has another movie
about
where he's limited his speech.
Well, it's not like it's on his own. In Liar Liar, there's some sort of magical witch or something that curses him.
No, his child wishes that.
Yeah, is a magical witch. His child, his little boy.
Or maybe there's a witch outside the window and heard the little boy say,
I wish he could never lie again.
She's like, ha ha!
And then casts a magic spell on him. But that one,
into a frog.
that one he physically cannot tell a lie. Like he literally can't. But in Yes Man, it's kind of on his. He always says no. So to become a more interesting person, he goes to a summit. It's not about package design, thank God. Where they say
I couldn't tell if you were joking or not.
he does go to a summit, and they say whenever the opportunity arises, say yes instead of no. So he's like going on spontaneous trips and falling in love with some girl and letting homeless men take his phone and all kinds of crazy stuff. All kinds of kooky things. He goes to a Harry Potter party that his boss throws. It's weird. It's a weird movie. It's not a bad movie in my opinion.
I didn't know it existed, honestly.
Not high cinema. But have a yes month. If you want to become more interesting immediately, borrow Daily Muse editor. Of course, the Muse. The Muse is peddling their own. It's the collective.
Join us.
Join us. Larson makes a point of saying yes to every invitation she gets, no matter how random, unappealing, or exhausting it sounds. The great part of doing this, you literally can't lose. Unless someone's like, hey, take this gun and go rob a bank. Or take this gun and kill yourself. Okay.
Hey, do you want to go? You want to go shoplift?
You want to go smoke some crack?
It's my yes month.
You know what they say? June is my yes month. I'm fine with smoking crack. When you end up at the inevitable dud, you'll walk away with a story at least. I tried crack one time. It wasn't for me, but I have a story about it now.
It turned into a story that I can tell people.
When your experience takes a turn you were never expecting, you'll walk away with an even better story. Maybe you don't like crack, but you upgrade to heroin.
Yeah.
And when everything goes as planned, you'll have a cool anecdote about, say, the Q-tip millionaire who you met while playing Frisbee or the cave expedition you went on. What is a Q-tip millionaire?
Yeah, what? You know what? We were joking at first. Is this an alien hive mind writing this?
This might be just like some AI.
Yeah.
That's like an interesting proposition. Like, say yes to everything.
Maybe not everything.
Maybe not everything. Don't break the law. But, you know, don't get yourself hurt or anything like that.
Or accept every stranger's advances.
Yeah. Like you're walking by some homeless guy's like $5. Yes. And then he
sure.
takes
Where are we gonna do this?
Okay.
That Arby's has a bathroom.
It also has a dumpster out back. Okay, what's your next one?
My next one is learn how to tell a good story.
People do need to learn how to do this. There are bad storytellers out there.
It's true. I'm not a good one.
I don't think I'm a good one.
My problem with my stories is they're always too short.
Or like,
They're a little too matter of fact. It's like,
yeah, you don't.
Oh yeah, I went to Florida.
You don't know how to kind of draw it out.
I had a good time. I have that problem with papers too.
Well, it's like it's just like, you know. Of course, every good story is going to be exaggerated. You know,
I went to Florida and it wasn't there.
and Florida was gone.
It was gone. Somebody stole it.
I went to Florida and
Gru's back at it again.
Gru shrunk down Florida, and with his little minions, took it to his 3 little girls.
His girls.
Girls.
Here's what the article says though. Maybe you've amassed a ton of information and experiences, but if you can't communicate them to other people, you're sunk. That's why Marcus Gedold says you should learn how to be a storyteller. You don't just dump whatever is on your mind into the conversation. You purposefully shape it to make it interesting. Start thinking of your life as a gift you can give to others. Wrap it in the finest paper you can find.
That started to get pleasant. But yeah, you know, just you know, do your thing.
Yeah. Tell your story and don't get distracted.
That's my big problem. Is I get distracted
tangent
easily.
too much.
I over exaggerate. Well, I don't over exaggerate, but I like get too into it and I say, "Oh, another thing is."
Oh, this happened too.
Yeah, that's my problem. I think if I could like stick to one story at a time, I would be a great storyteller. Okay.
What's your next one?
Try an experiment.
Like a science.
Yeah, get a
experiment?
little science kit from Walmart.
get your trifold board.
Set it out.
Cardboard. Do a science.
Did you ever
fair.
do a science fair?
Yeah, of course.
What was your thing?
They made us do it all the time. It was something to do with magnets and what's magnetic.
How magnet? It's like that. You listen to that Insane Clown Posse song. Magnets. How do they work? Don't ask a scientist. They're all lying. And then it goes on.
I did see a meme of probably the best science fair project I've ever seen.
Okay.
It was how much sawdust can I add to Rice Krispies before people notice?
Oh yeah, no. So that was like it wasn't. I don't know if that was it a science fair. I saw a YouTube video about it.
Oh, I thought it was a science fair project.
It could have been
I
a
could be
science
wrong.
fair. It could have inspired.
Maybe he stole it from the YouTube channel.
It could have been, but it was like at a certain point the brick starts to get really hard and kind of like bland. I think it's.
I wish I'd thought of cool, interesting things like that. And then there's the kids with like, I made a volcano.
There was one I did, and you're gonna make fun of me because it was pretty dumb. Like I don't know what I was like trying to prove. Like what freezes first, diet or sun-kissed or pickle juice?
What's wrong with that? That's a question.
But like, what is that for?
What's magnetic?
No, because not all metals are magnetic. So it's like you're kind of learning about, you know, magnetic pools and stuff.
I guess so. But hey, you learn about what freezes first. Why is it just 2 things? Why didn't you do more?
I think it was a last minute thing. I think I had a problem with that when I was younger.
You open the fridge and you're like, what's in here? There's a pickle jar and
Some Sun-Kissed.
What did you say? Sun-Kissed.
Orange soda.
I think that would have been interesting if you tested different sodas.
I guess so, but I was like 9 or something.
Yeah, I think for me personally, whenever someone explained the science fair, they didn't do it properly.
Yeah.
They were like, come up with a question. I'm like, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
Now I understand coming up with the thesis.
I would have.
Like,
I think science fairs would have been a lot cooler when you were older.
Yeah, in high school.
Because as a kid, you're like not thinking about. I wanted to see what you don't taste the best. It's like that shit. You get that shit all the time.
Exactly. Or a kid who tapes two bottles of 2-liter bottles together, and he simulates like a tornado with water.
Yeah, it's like, what is that?
Like, what is that? That's not a question. You're not proving anything.
I also know how vinegar and baking soda react to each other, so I don't need to see your little fucking paper volcano, Timmy.
You flick him in the nose.
No, as I'm stomping on his paper mache volcano.
What is the actual thing the article tells you to do?
I almost forgot that we didn't read it. It's nearly impossible to resist articles like, I gave up social media for a month and here's what happened. Or the 3 weeks I spent eating only hot dogs for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Whitest Kids You Know sketch.
Oh,
The guy who eats a bunch of hot
he
dogs.
only eats hot dogs.
While I wake up.
I'll have a hot dog.
And then I grab something to eat on. Hold on.
Is it a hot dog?
Go watch it if you haven't.
Yeah, if you haven't heard of the Whitest Kids You Know, they're a comedy group, or they were, I guess. I don't know if they still do much. I think they have started to do like little reunion things, but they are some of the most hilarious things I've seen. Like
they're pretty funny.
Have you seen the assassination of Abraham Lincoln?
I don't think I have.
It's a really good one. It's like they're at Ford Theater, and Abe is like yelling and being annoying while the play's going on, and that's why John Wilkes Booth kills him. Okay. You'll have to watch that one later.
I'll have to check
these are compelling because the articles. These are compelling because, well, people are doing the out of the ordinary things always are. Giving yourself a challenge is therefore guaranteed to make you more interesting. And there's no reason your experiment has to be unpleasant. Emily O'Mara, a software consultant at Oracle, ate 101 cheeseburgers in her mission to find the most delicious. Writer Kevin Rose, meanwhile, documented his attempts to create the perfect morning wake-up. It goes on, but I feel like we've got the gist.
Yeah, I think I got the gist.
But yeah, do something like only drink milk for a day.
They're grown-up science fair experiments.
Basically.
What happens when I eat 130 cheeseburgers?
That would be a good one.
I get that she was looking for the best cheeseburger, but
I do want to do something because okay, I want to ask your opinion because I don't think I ever have. What's your opinion on Chick-fil-A?
Okay. I know this is crazy. I'm not a huge fried chicken person. I mean, it's good. It's not bad.
I don't like I like fried chicken sandwiches. I don't like when fried chicken has like a bone in it. There's something about the bone that freaks me out. It's basically like eating a chicken tender on a sandwich.
Yeah. I mean, they're good.
Oh my God, I'll tell you, I love Chick-fil-A. But I also, something I want to do, maybe this will be a good experiment, because there's Popeyes versus Chick-fil-A. That's like the big thing that happened towards the end of last year that's still kind of carrying over.
Yeah. No, I haven't heard about it. There's been too many horrible things.
Oh, no, it's not this year, trust me. But it's like, Popeyes came out because Popeyes before they were doing like a KFC thing where it was like Cajun chicken, but it was still like on the bone, and they made a chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
And apparently, well, I've tried one. The taste rivals Chick-fil-A's. So I want to try them. I love Chick-fil-A. I love the service there. You never have a bad experience. They're always very nice. You get in and out of the drive-thru quickly. But I've heard some horror stories about Popeyes. And the one experience we had, they did not get a single thing in our order right, but I still ate the sandwich. That's sandwich. Funny. It was still good. But I want to try them side by side to see which one tastes better. It won't sway me from going to Chick-fil-A because I just...
Yeah, of course.
But
just to see.
It's the Lord's chicken. How can I not eat it? Anyway, that's my experiment, though.
That's a good experiment. Get your cardboard.
I'll present
out.
it to you specifically.
Yeah,
I would like to know which chicken sandwich is better.
My next one is have 3 good stories ready to share.
Have them on the cuff. Always carry around 3 little, what are they called? Note cards. You know, the ones that you hold when you're giving a speech.
Yeah.
Of stories. And just have them ready.
Here's my suggestion.
Okay.
Have 3 made-up stories ready to go.
No, always have a game of 2 truths and a lie ready to go.
So a real story and 2 fake ones.
No, 2 truths and a lie.
Oh yeah, that is what you said. Listen, I'm not the smartest.
It's okay. But have it in like longer drawn out stories, because when you typically play 2 truths and a lie, it's like little sentences. So like, I've never broken a bone. I've gone to Nashville twice, and I've gone to the moon. So it's like little sentences. Obviously, you can know which one is the lie. I have only gone to Nashville once. I've been to the moon. I was actually Neil Armstrong, Sam.
You were Gru.
I was Gru. I am going to steal the moon.
Girls.
Girls.
What they say is, knowing how to tell a story spontaneously is a handy skill, but if you're nervous about that, arm yourself with a few personal anecdotes you can use to liven up an otherwise dull interaction. Just whatever you do, don't repeat the same story in front of other people that you've already told it.
Just at the party, tell the same story over and over again.
Yeah, go to different areas where different people are and just keep telling that same
if there's at least
Dude,
one
time I fell down with garden shears and I cut my finger.
I cut myself in half. Right?
I cut myself in half.
If there is,
I'm dead now. I'm dead. I'm a ghost.
I'm a dead ghost. If there is at least one new person in a group at the party, go and tell that story. Even if there are like 7 people who you've already told that story to, you still have to make sure that one new person hears it.
Yeah, especially that first person, who's heard it 6 different times.
Yeah. Do you have a story like that? Do you have a story ready? Like a little funny anecdote?
I don't.
Oh.
I'm amazed that anybody who's my friend is my friend.
It's true. You're pretty boring. I'm kidding.
I'm a tough shell to crack.
Well, you're...
Not that I'm unpleasant to talk to, it's just that...
You're pretty good, like, at making a joke off of the cuff. That's your thing. You know, you're pretty witty, I would say.
Thank you.
But that was a lie. That was my actual lie
that
for
was
2
the
truths.
Real lie.
Yeah, that was
carrying over.
2 truths and a
3
lie.
3 truths and a lie. What's your next one?
Listen to podcasts.
Oh yeah, baby.
Da, 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 da. Jazz hands. There's going to be like confetti dropping from every ceiling when people listen to this.
This podcast will make you more interesting.
This one will. Well,
you know what'll make you even more interesting? If you share it.
If you share it. If you say, hey, are you tired about hearing a podcast? Well, don't I have one for you?
I got a great one for you.
Well, I think it is interesting because we have like a new thing to talk about each week. So it's never like... It doesn't get old. Yeah, at least I don't think.
Really broaden your horizons with our in-depth research.
Yeah. Where we go to themuse.com.
We Google it and use the first link.
Yeah. I've noticed my conversations with fascinating people are always filled with, I heard this on a podcast, or according to the episode of podcast, who...
This sounds
also,
very pretentious.
It makes sense. Podcasts are chock full of surprising stories, details, and facts, so listening to them gives you an awesome source of topics. Plus...
Take a sip of coffee. Brush his beard. Adjusts big, blocky glasses.
Oh, I wish I had my glasses on right now.
Fixes that swoop hairdo they all have.
Yeah. Or their mullet that I have.
In your case.
Yeah. Did we talk about the fact that I have a mullet on the podcast?
No, you didn't want to reveal it until my parents saw it themselves.
And they saw it and didn't say anything.
They just kind of didn't act like anything was awry.
It looks like a mullet. Like, it's surprising.
Yeah, it's not that pronounced though. I don't feel like.
Well, I also feel like sometimes I'll like kind of shake my hair and it won't look like the mullet because like the long hair will kind of move forward, and you don't get to see the.
It really does
in the
right now
front.
when you wear headphones.
Well, yeah. Also, when I have a hat on, because you can see the water, the Kentucky waterfall falling down my neck. Plus, podcasts are the perfect alternative or complement to books. You can't read while you walk your dog or run errands, but you can easily stream an episode of, say, Planet Money. I should have replaced the podcast that they used here with our podcast.
Yeah, can you just say it and I'll edit it in?
Okay. You can't read while you walk You can't always read while you walk your dog or run errands, but you can easily stream an episode of, say, From Our Perspective.
There we go.
Thank
I'll
you.
change that. I'll
Thank
definitely
you,
cut it.
Yeah, definitely. That'll definitely happen. Thank you, themuse.com, for sponsoring us. But yeah, listen to podcasts, sure. It gives you suggestions. 51 awesome podcasts. Jesus. I barely listen to 2. What's your next one?
My next one is... I'm going to skip down a little.
Okay.
Spend time with other interesting people.
If you can't be interesting, leech off of the interesting people.
Exactly. Steal their stories.
Steal their aura.
Learn things from them.
You literally could, though, if you like go to, let's just say you go to like a cocktail party.
Yeah.
You just take their stories like, oh, this one time.
What's like the craziest thing that's ever happened to you? Can
And
you
then
like tell me that?
And then
You pull out a notepad.
write it down. You pull out one of your 3 little note cards that you have. So you have 3 interesting stories at all times.
You go, thank you. That was very interesting. You walk over to like 10 feet away and you're like, dude,
What's the most...
I have the craziest story.
I thought you were going to say you just keep asking other people for their interesting stories.
Either one is great.
Dude, I have a
What's
great...
your most interesting story?
Dude, I have this great story I got, and then you pull out a note
Totally
card.
happened to me. It totally happened to me. Let me look at it. Yeah, just become this Frankenstein's monster of all these other interesting people.
Yeah, just kind of pick up traits, pick up cues. You think they're interesting. Steal their life force.
Yes.
My next one, I skipped a couple as well. Mm-hmm. My next one is listen more. It might sound counterintuitive, but the most compelling people spend a lot of time not speaking. Shut up, maybe.
Yeah, maybe shut your trap for a second.
Maybe shut your pie hole.
Maybe don't make a podcast.
Maybe no one wants to hear you two talk.
Maybe nobody cares.
Listening to others make you feel more interesting for... Whoa. Let me reread that.
Yeah,
Listening to others...
Hold on, I'll just edit it real quick.
I know you won't edit this bit out.
You can just say it, just like start over, and I'll edit it out.
I think if I knew you, I think you would like make sure that you deliberately pulled attention to this moment when I was an idiot.
If I was more invested in like really going into it, I'd play it like 7 times.
Put an alarm on it.
But that would also be annoying. Yeah. Crazy song.
Listening to others makes you more interesting for a couple of reasons. First, you pick up a ton of interesting information. So this one is also saying,
Steal their stories.
which you can then use down the road with different people. For example,
Exactly.
A couple of months ago, I met a woman who'd grown up in a remote Alaskan fishing village. She told me tons of cool tidbits. As a result, when I met a CEO who just got back from
I told
Anchorage,
him that I grew up in a fishing village
near an Alaskan fishing village, I had a long mental list of potential questions and conversation starters. In addition, talking only 30 to 40% of the time guarantees that you won't accidentally ramble, which is another problem I have. Me, Trace.
Okay. Here's a slight problem.
Yeah.
What if the other person follows the same rule?
You're both not talking.
There's going to be
awkward silence.
40 to 20 minutes or 20% dead air.
Yeah.
Of you guys just waiting for the other one to talk.
Well, that's fine. I'm
just
notorious for having awkward silences. Like when I'm driving or when I'm in a car with someone, I just don't know what to say. So I'll just like stare forward.
Is that when you're driving or when you're in a passenger seat?
Both.
I have trouble when I'm driving because
Yeah, if I get too invested in a story,
I'm not a great multitasker.
I will say I may have run one or two red lights accidentally by being too invested in talking to someone.
Great. Not concerning at all.
Well, there was no one on the.
Don't take a road trip with Trace.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. If I would have, I know that if it would have been a crowded intersection, like if there would have actually been other people in the intersection, I would have stopped. But because it was a completely empty road and an empty intersection, it didn't register to me that it was a red light. It's a problem I have. I'm not trying to defend myself. I'm just saying that, I wouldn't have like T-boned someone.
Okay. Sure.
Okay, asshole.
I'd like to say, real quick before I go to my next point.
Yeah.
My article did not say to steal people's stories.
Mine kind of did, by the way.
Yours kind of did. Mine says, if you are in the company of boring people, disgruntled people, or serious people, you are likely to become like them very soon, he says. The same is true when you have the company of interesting people. So it's more of an osmosis type of thing. Like
Osmosis Jones.
Yeah, exactly. He's very interesting. I mean, he's so tiny.
Yeah, he's so little.
I bet he's got lots of fun stories.
Gone on so many adventures.
My next one. Take an improv class.
Oh, goodness.
This is an interesting one.
Yeah. I mean, we know improv.
Yeah, we're great at improv, as you can tell.
Yeah, we're very good at conversating.
Conversation right off the cuff.
Right off. I was going to say something, but I just wanted a couple of seconds of dead air.
Oh.
That was the joke, ladies and gentlemen, by the way.
Practicing the art of improvisation can help improve your communication skills in daily life. One reason why is that it makes you a better listener, focusing on what the other person is saying instead of what you're going to say next. Yes, and Trace.
Yes, and. I would say if you want to be really
yes, and I disagree, and no. That's the way I
yes,
do
and but no.
You're an idiot and you're wrong, and this is what I would like the conversation to be about.
I would say, especially if you're kind of in a new situation where there are people that you don't really know, especially if these people you will never meet again. Mm-hmm. Like if you're going to run into these people again, I wouldn't do this. Maybe not as horribly as I'm going to say. Just become a compulsive liar. Just say things. Just claim things. Like if you are definitely in a situation.
So have you ever traveled outside the country and you know that you're never going to talk to these people again and be like, yeah.
Yeah, I travel all the time. Also be very careful because they might catch you in a lie. But just
they ask you again later. You've never traveled outside the country, have you? No, I haven't.
No, I haven't. Well, mostly like if you're like, yeah, I have. And they're like, where have you gone? And you're like, well, I've been all over. I went to Hong Kong once. Went to London.
Africa.
Oh, you've been to London? I've been to London. What was your favorite part of London?
Yeah.
And you're like,
Cheeky Nando's.
Yeah, you say Cheeky Nando's. If you listen to our episode where we had the British guys on from Intrusive Thoughts podcast, you could like talk about some stuff at least.
Yeah, there you go. You have some animals.
I love going to Aldi. I think was one of the ones that they said one of the grocery stores.
It's always overcast and gray.
It's so gray.
It's just concrete.
I love having a Cheeky Nando's, I guess. I love pubs.
They don't have white gravy. Anyway.
Never talk about anything specific from if they start to question you about it.
I love the idea of you take an improv class, you're a very kind of awkward person. You're like, I want to be able to talk to people better. You go to improv class, and then your first conversation after it, you're like, can you give me like a location?
Give me a. You start going around the party. Give me a location.
Give me a location.
Give me a profession.
Ice cream shop. Love it. Who are we? I'm Jeff Goldblum.
Denzel Washington.
Okay, and Buzz Lightyear. I love it. Okay. What are we doing? Trying to get a surfboard into a car. Love it. All right, let's go. And they're like, I don't know you.
That would be interesting if someone tried to start doing quick improv with someone.
Just do improv in the middle of a party. You know what? That would make you more interesting.
That would be interesting. You would. It would be really funny though, because there's also bad improv where you just kind of like yell because
you start screaming. Ah!
People think that sometimes being loud equals funny.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. So it's
you
like
point to yourself
yelling.
and you go, "I'm Jeff Goldblum, and you're Buzz Lightyear, and we got to get this surfboard
inside of a car."
Oi, this is such a difficult task.
Oi.
You know,
yeah, Jeff
Goldblum's always saying that.
He's always saying oi.
Now, Buzz, we have to get the surfboard.
Is that your Jeff Goldblum?
It's not good, but I tried.
It wasn't horrible. Anyway.
What's your next one? Will this be our last one?
We could do one more.
Yeah, let's hit me with your last one.
For my last one, I'm traveling over to theweek.com.
Okay.
I do want to say their first point is first, don't be boring. So if you want to learn how to be more interesting, don't be boring.
You know, just don't be boring. You know.
Yeah.
That thing you are right now, don't be that.
Don't
change
do that.
Everything about yourself, and you'll probably not be boring.
This is very self-explanatory because it also says don't forget charisma. Be charismatic, and you'll be interesting.
Yeah. What are the other points then?
Live an interesting life. How can I change? How can I help?
How can I do that when I'm trapped in my house?
It did have some other things. It said be a good listener. You know, some things that we've already talked about. Have 3 good stories ready. Yeah. But it says talk about the other person's interests. So this comes straight from Dale Carnegie, is what the article's saying. And if you're not all that socially adept, this is as straightforward as it gets. Why struggle to guess what most people might find generically interesting? Ask people what they've been up to or what their hobbies are. Then talk about that. You're now 80% of the way there. If you know about the subject, the similarity will bond you. If you don't ask them to explain and be a great listener as they talk about something they love. So if you have some experience with their interest, you can bond over that, but and then it pulls from be a good listener if you don't and ask them about it. Because if you get them to talk, then you do feel more interesting to them.
Yeah, if they're talking to you about what they like to do.
Yeah.
They'll associate that with you.
Yeah.
Mind tricks, people.
Reverse psychology. Say, oh, I'm not very interesting. And then they'll be like, oh, what? No, you are. Use reverse psychology tactics on people.
This is unrelated, but I always do that whenever I'm about to do something. I'm like, I'm not good at this.
No, you are.
Even
That's
if I
evil.
know I'm okay at it, I'll be
You're
like,
an
I'm
evil
not that
person.
good at this.
You're an evil person.
Like, I think I was going to my friend was having a Mario Party or a Mario Kart tournament thing with a few of our friends. And I was like, I'm not that good at Mario Kart.
But you are. Okay. You actually are.
I'm okay. I'm not great at Mario Kart, but...
You give me a run for my money.
Well, what does that say about you, I guess?
It says that I've never met a person better than me at Mario Kart. Well, I've never met a person better than me at Mario Kart. I know that there are people out there. I know that there are people out there who are better at me than Mario.
Yeah, when we played
Kart.
Online with those other people.
Oh my god, they're like no lives.
Us.
Anyway,
one last.
Today,
I just want to read the last one.
Oh, okay.
Embrace your weirdness. Just be you, basically.
Be you. Don't try to be something you're not, unless you want to follow my compulsively lie.
Like Trey said.
Yeah, unless you want to be your compulsive liar self. Which, I mean, that makes you interesting, at least. If you're never going to meet them again, why not? Like, honestly, why not?
I mean, that would almost be kind of fun to just be a different person while you talk to these people.
Yeah. That could
the
be
problem
pretty
is then if
interesting.
you do see him again, they're like, "Oh my God, how's your olive vineyard?" And you're like, "What?
Who are you?
Did you ever go to London again?" No,
Get
I
away from
haven't.
me! Get away from me, you crazy person.
Exactly.
Okay.
What happened today, though?
Today is June the 2nd, because we're a day off, but still, it is June the 2nd. Great day. Today in history, in 1933, Franklin Delano Roosevelt authorizes the first swimming pool built inside the White House. It's very
Great.
important. This is very important
You said
history.
1933, and I was like, "Is it going to be a Hitler one?
Is it going to be something to do with Hitler or
Is
the
it going to be one of those
Nazis?
Hitler ones?" No, it's
No.
about pools.
It's about pools and Franklin
Wait, there's a
Delano
swimming
Roosevelt.
pool on the 3rd floor of the White House?
We can't keep doing this. This is like a Spencer County based thing.
I know, but I love it so much. It's such a stupid rumor.
I know we've talked about this before, but there was a rumor at our school that there was a third floor, a secret third floor. And on that secret third floor, there was a swimming pool.
That I guess was only for faculty. I don't know. Like on their one period that they don't have a class, they go up there and do a couple of laps.
Yeah, on their planning period. But that's something that people don't know is, there's a secret third floor in the White House, and there's a swimming pool up there.
Yeah,
I don't know how many floors there actually are in the White House.
I don't either.
Little fun fact. Well, there probably was. I was gonna say little fun fact. There was a wheelchair ramp to the pool, but FDR had polio.
So fucked up.
Look, he's dead. It's a good time.
No, here's the fun fact. There wasn't one. I was very upset about it.
Well, he did like to portray that he didn't need a wheelchair. Kind of give off that, I guess, power stance. But yeah, whatever. Let's move on. That was really
Right.
fucked up. I apologize for my statement.
Welcome to my holiday corner.
Yeah, it's Sam's Holiday Corner.
It's June 2nd, and today we have a doozy.
Okay.
We haven't had one like this in a while.
It's Franklin D. Roosevelt Pool Day.
Today is, and I
Okay.
quote, "Yell fudge at the cobras in North America." Day.
I wasn't expecting that twist.
I don't know. All right, well, let's read. Let's learn what today is. Founded in the early 1990s by renowned holiday creators Thomas and Ruth Roy of Wellcats Holidays, this holiday gets the cobras slithering south. As everyone knows, cobras hate fudge, and the mere mention of the word gets snakes to gag and slither away. On this day, people from North America... No, they don't. No, they don't. People don't do
knows
this.
Everyone knows that.
If I walked out tomorrow and started yelling fudge out into the woods to get rid of the snakes, someone would call the police.
Fudge! Fudge!
On this day, people from North America go outside, point themselves south, and yell fudge at noon local time. Could it be that this ritual keeps cobras from living in North America? Sure, there are eastern coral snakes in North America, which are also known as American cobras, but these are not real cobras. How to observe. If you're in North America on June 2nd, go outside when it's noon, face south, and yell fudge.
That's pretty simple. That's
You'll
a
be
pretty
doing your
easy
part
way to
make sure
observe.
cobras do not advance and take over North America.
Take over. The hostile takeover. The Cobra
Just
regime.
imagine a cobra with a beret and a cigar.
Viva la Cobra. That's a pretty good one, actually.
Yeah, if they smell the fudge, they're sure to turn back quickly.
So you have to make fudge now, too?
Maybe you could just have some fake fudge.
What does fake fudge entail?
I don't know. Just yell fudge. If I go out tomorrow at noon to go yell fudge, and I don't hear
You have to face south.
from your home yelling fudge, I'm going to be upset.
You have to face south, by the way.
Okay, I'll be sure to.
Okay. Okay, anyway.
That's it. Can you wrap it up?
Yeah, this has been the 67th episode of From Our Perspective. Thank you all for listening so much. Really, we appreciate it. If you have any friends who you think would like to listen, share the heck out of the podcast. You know, word of mouth is the best way to get things around. Also, I forgot how to wrap things up. Also, you know, we're pretty much anywhere podcasts are found, but if there's a specific website or app you want us to be on, we'll try our darndest to get on there to make it easier for you, more accessible for you. And if you have any topic ideas, you know, send them our way, and within reason, we'll talk about them. If you want to hear more from us, we have social media. You can go follow us on there, Instagram and Twitter at FOP_pod, and Facebook at From Our Perspective. Other than that, we post the podcast almost every Monday, and we will definitely see you next Monday. I've been Trace.
And I've been Sam.
Bye.
Toodaloo!